Hello and welcome back to, or welcome to the vlog. In these next 2 days, I'm going to be working on crocheting a pillowcase. Typically, I only crochet clothing items, but lately I've been just wanting to crochet more accessories or room decor. My room definitely needs a bit more decor, so I'm thinking about crocheting a little bit of stuff for that. And then also with Christmas right around the corner, I want to get some tutorials out of things you can make for other people. And clothing can be hard to make for others because you have to get the measurements just right. So I'm trying to get more accessories, things you can crochet for other people out there in tutorial format. Sorry, the strings in my hoodie was like not matching. It was really bothering me. Okay, so I already started this over the weekend. I have this much of a panel done for a pillowcase. I'm doing what is called a caramel stitch. Actually, I think it's like a modified caramel stitch, but basically it's just a bunch of rows of white single crochet, and then with the blue, I come back in and kind of like spike the stitches down. I think it's pretty. I'm excited to see how it turns out. The stitch definitely takes a lot longer to do than normal crochet stitches. Like typically, I would have this whole panel done, and the amount of time it took me to do this much. So let me get my pillow for reference, because I am doing, I think, 20 inches by, I want to say like 30 or 40. I looked up online what the average size of a pillowcase is, and that's the measurements I'm following. But let me get my pillow for reference. Okay, here we go. My pillowcase is too big, definitely. It's huge. So this one's gonna be next. It'll be a little bit more snug. So if I go across the pillow here, and then also leave a little bit extra room for the back of the pillow, I would say I'm about halfway done. I want to go, so this is where the pillow ends. My pillowcase is huge. I want to go down to about here and then do the rest of this, like these last few rows, in just the blue. So it has a little border sort of at the end of the pillowcase. So I think I'm about halfway done, and I'm going to try to finish up this entire panel today. Maybe start on the second panel, but again, this stitch actually takes a long time to do. It's, I don't know, it's very tedious and slow. So it's only like 9 in the morning right now. I got the whole day ahead of me. Okay, let me put my pillow down. I got the whole day ahead of me, so we're gonna chill and work on this pillowcase. I'm really excited. I haven't had just a sit down and do nothing else but crochet day in a long time. I've been binge watching Dawson's Creek. I'm on to almost the last season. I am obsessed with Joey and Pacey being together, and I already know they're gonna break up. It's making me really upset. But regardless, let's crochet. A whole day of crochet. I'm so excited. And that is the end of our first skein of yarn. The blue yarn is gone, and I only have this much left of the white yarn. I don't know if I remembered to mention this before, but I'm making the entire pillowcase out of cotton yarn, so it's going to be like soft, high quality pillowcase. So I need more of the ivory and more of the blue. Let's see, these are shades Stonewash and Ivory. There we go. So here's how far I got on the pillowcase, or just the first panel of the pillowcase, with 2 skeins, almost 2 skeins of yarn. Let me get a measurement quick and see where we're at. I know that this way is 20 inches, and then if I measure this way, we are at almost 14 inches. So let me look up what size pillowcase. See, what is the average size of a pillowcase? 20 by 26 inches. Let me see, let me measure my pillow, because it's different. Like the standard is 20 by 26, the queen is 20 by 30, the king is 20 by 36, and a body is 20 by 54. So should I do queen 20 by 30? So this way I know it's going to be about 20, and if I go this way, oh, okay, I guess I have a standard pillowcase. Okay, so I guess we're making a standard pillowcase, which is about 20 inches by 26 is what's written here. So because I'm about 14 inches in here, I just have to do another 12 inches. And I think once I get to 24, I'm going to pause and do the last 2 inches, maybe the last 1 inch. The last 2 inches, I think, in solid blue. Maybe. I still haven't decided how I want to do that. But for now, I'm just going to keep plugging away on this with my now new skeins of cotton yarn until I actually get a decent sized panel. One thing about me when it comes to crochet is I cannot stand weaving in loose ends, and honestly I'd be very surprised if I ever meet someone who enjoys it, because I've never heard of anyone liking it. The more I crochet, the more I dislike weaving in loose ends. So a project like this, where you switch colors almost every single row, would be my worst nightmare. I try not to do striped crochet ever because I just cannot fathom weaving in all those loose ends. But instead what I do is I just finished this row of blue, right? So I just pull the yarn really wide like so. So it's not going to come undone. It's just sitting there. If I really am worried about it, I tie it into a little knot, but I'm not worried about it. And then I find this loop that I left behind from my previous color, which was the white. I never cast it off. I never cut the yarn. No loose ends. Then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to chain to reach back up. So I previously did 3 rows of white and then 2 rows of blue. So I need to bring this white yarn up to the top so I can start with my 3 rows of white. I'm going to be chaining 1 and 2 to get above those 2 rows of blue, and then 1 more because you always start with a chain 1. And then I turn my work and I just start crocheting like so. And that is how I get rid of all those loose ends. It does definitely make a little bit of a difference. Like you can see on the edge that you can see where I kind of do this constantly. So there's all these little extra chain sections on the edge. And if I was making this as a flat like tablecloth or anything like that, anything that was just a flat piece, I wouldn't do this probably because it definitely does look kind of messy. Because I take 2 panels and then I slip stitch or sew them together, I can make sure all of these extra chain sections are on the inside seam and then you never see them. So this saves so much time, like so much time. And I honestly just thought of this like a couple months ago and it's been a lifesaver because now I don't have to weave in loose ends for every single time I change colors. It's actually incredible. That was not as smooth as I thought it would be. I wish I could just make like everything out of cotton yarn. It's so soft. I do want to start getting better at figuring out different types of yarn and just getting into that whole realm because I think that yarn really advances your project so much. Like I could make this same thing in acrylic yarn and it wouldn't look as good as if I made it with cotton, even though it's the exact same stitch. So yeah, I really need to practice and perfect my... Where am I going? There we go. I really need to practice and perfect the yarn choices I make when I am crocheting. It's tricky because it's hard to find yarn in my area and ordering online is always so nerve-wracking because like I don't know what color I'm about to get. So I do want to start doing more of the thing where you like buy a sweater from a thrift store and unravel it. I did do it recently. I unraveled the sweater and I haven't used the sweater yarn yet. But I think maybe after I'm done with all the Christmas stuff and I can kind of breathe for a second, I might be like going to the thrift store and just trying to repurpose a whole bunch of sweaters into yarn. So maybe that'll be like our New Year's resolution, is trying to get more into different types of yarn and repurposing yarn, because I think that would be so much fun, especially because I'm planning on getting a yarn spinner here soon, or a yarn winder, so I can start caking yarn very quickly. That's probably going to be like a 2026 goal, is just getting a lot more yarn focused. Okay, I am finally onto the last few rows of this. This thing took a long time and my hands are definitely starting to hurt. I haven't been working on it like all day, but I basically have been working on it all day. It is currently 6 o'clock and I've been sitting here for a long time. My hands are starting to hurt. We are in the final stretch of the first panel. I don't know, I just feel like it's a lot bigger than I was really expecting it to be, although I suppose that is the size of a pillowcase. I think it's just the stitch type, it just takes forever. It's been fun though. Originally, I was planning on doing the stripes up until a couple inches to the end, and then I was going to do just one full stripe of blue because I'm going to add little ties and do like the type of pillowcase so you can tie a little bow at the opening. I decided instead to do the stripes all the way. I'm still doing the little bow ties, but I did the stripes all the way, but I am doing just an extra little row of blue here. So it's going to be 3 rows of blue at the end instead of the normal 2 that I do. So it'll just be a very subtle difference just to help end the design. Good morning. Welcome to a new day. It is going to be a great day today. Today I was reading Ecclesiastes and I read the verse that said, "Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might." I'm gonna crochet with all my might today. We're gonna get this pillowcase done. I also have to edit a video though, so it might be kind of like back and forth between crocheting and editing today, but I already started up on the second panel. I filmed a little bit of the tutorial for it this morning because I'm trying to make a bunch of tutorials that are going to start going out in December. So if you like any of the stuff I've been making lately, just keep in mind that I will have tutorials for pretty much all of it in December. So if you haven't already, subscribe. That way you will not miss all the tutorials that are about to come out. I am about 2 of these stripes in, and I learned last time each stripe is like an inch long, so I need to do 26 of these stripes in total, and I'm going to try to get the whole panel done today. No guarantees though, because I do have to edit another video, but we're going to crochet with all our might. So I made myself the only type of tea I like to drink, which I want to say is called a London Fog. I get nervous to call it that because I know people are picky about their tea, and I'm not sure if that's what it actually is, but it's Earl Grey with a little bit of syrup and a little bit of milk, and it is so good. So I made that for myself to stay motivated. I'm going to crochet for exactly 1 hour before taking an editing and lunch break. Let's see how much of this exact stitch I can do in an hour. Typically when I crochet I can go kind of fast, but as I mentioned, this stitch takes a long time for me. So I'm currently 2 stripes and a couple stitches in. 1 hour on the clock. Let's go. We're about 30 minutes in. I'm currently only like 1.5 stripes done, which is not great time, but I did get a little bit distracted texting some people because I'm having some people over tonight and I had to like answer questions and stuff. So hopefully the next 30 minutes will go a little bit better. But here's a progress report. Oh, so good. It's been an hour. Here's a little update. It doesn't look like I got much done just because I really didn't, but I'm putting on the very last row here of our 3rd stripe, which I guess technically would be our 5th, but it's the 3rd stripe I've done in an hour. So basically I can do about 3 stripes an hour, although I will say I decided to switch out my hook to the one with the handle, which I haven't used this one in a long time, but this hook was starting to really dig into my hands and hurt. Doing these sort of spike or caramel stitches is really using a lot more like wrist or hand power. So after I switched to this, I feel like I was starting to go a lot faster. So I think if I did this again, I could probably do like 4 stripes in an hour instead of 3. But I'm gonna take a quick break and edit a YouTube video, and then I'll be back and we will work on this some more. Here's where we are at right now with the pillowcase. I still haven't finished editing that video. I got distracted, and I literally just got an order on my Etsy shop, which is so exciting because I've been making sales on Depop, but I've yet to really make sales on Etsy. So I'm very excited about it. It is for an item that I currently don't have in stock, so I'm gonna have to figure that out, and I might make it off camera when I'm out with friends tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. It might be for our next vlog, but now I have to figure out like where to work that into my schedule, but I'm very excited about that. I'm actually gonna go edit this video now, and then I'll work on this a little bit more. I have like 2 hours left because I'm having some people over tonight, so I got like 2 hours left before people start arriving, and we're gonna get some more work done until then. So I'm gonna edit for an hour. I'm gonna do some editing, get it done, because future Heather will be grateful for that, and I'll be back. Okay, here's a little progress update. I'm on to the 11th stripe, almost done with it. It's looking like this. It is almost 4 o'clock. I have to go tidy up the upstairs rooms because I'm having friends come over here soon, and we're gonna do like a little board game night thing, just pretty chill. So I need to go pick out some board games for us to play and clean a little bit. My plan is to bring this with me. I mean, I'm really staying in my house, but I'm going upstairs. So my plan is to bring this upstairs with me, kind of keep it with me throughout the night. So in between board games or whatever, I have this, and I'm gonna crochet it as much as I can tonight. And then this is how much yarn I have left, so I'm almost done with these skeins. So I'm going to bring 2 more skeins of yarn. This project is already almost on to like the 8th skein, so it definitely is a yarn consuming project. I will see you tonight or tomorrow after I'm done with this little gathering. Hello, good morning. I've spent the whole morning editing, and as you can see, I'm not holding our pillowcase. I'm holding this little thing right now. That's because yesterday I got an order for the crochet floral lace beanie that I have listed on my shop, and I need to get that done and shipped out today. So I'm just taking like an hour quickly to whip up this hat, and then we'll get back to the pillowcase. I'm not sure how much crocheting I'm going to be able to do today because last night I had friends over, right? And one of the cars ended up completely breaking down, engines spluttering, we couldn't drive, had to pull over to the side of the road like a mile out from my house. So we decided, instead of having to pay for a towing company, to just push the car a mile back to my house. So that's what we did. It was honestly kind of fun. There was like 10 of us just pushing a car down the road. But I was up really late last night. We're figuring out the whole car situation, and I am now offering to drive. So I have to leave at about 3:30 to go offer a ride. So I've got like 3 hours to crochet, and I have to finish this hat first. So I might not work on the pillowcase too much. We'll see what happens. that's the update. That's what happened last night. I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll be back. Here's the finished hat, looking gorgeous as ever. I'm gonna get this packaged up now and shipped off, and I'm gonna go change because I'm about to go play some pickleball. I'm about to go act as chauffeur and then play some pickleball. I don't know how much I'm gonna play, so I'm gonna be that person who brings my crochet with me. You know, the interesting thing is in the past, if I were to bring my crochet with me, it'd be like, oh, that's fun, you're bringing your hobby with you. But now that I crochet as my career, like I do it all day long, and I bring my crochet with me, instead I get told like, you're bringing your work to our hangout, because now that it is my work, it feels a little more like insensitive to crochet in front of people because I'm like working in front of them. But anyways, so here's a little progress update. I did a couple rows when I was playing board games last night. I've done 12 rows. I need a total of 26. This pillowcase is taking a lot longer than I thought it would, and I'm hopeful to finish it before the weekend is up. I'm gonna take this with me to pickleball and hopefully I can get it done. It's time to finish this pillowcase. I'm kind of over this project by this point. It's taking way longer than I thought it would. So this is the second panel. I have completed almost 25 rows. So I need to finish this row, add one more row, and then both of our panels will be done and we can finish the pillowcase. This is my last time doing a row of these caramel stitches for a long time. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 24, 25, 26 rows. I have both panels of the pillowcase finally completed, so now we're going to assemble the whole thing. I'm going to take these panels, I'm going to put them together, and then slip stitch all the way along the sides, leaving just one opening here for the pillow to actually go inside. So I'm going to do this on my tutorial, so I have to go film it separately so I can put it up with the tutorial for this pillowcase, and then we're going to test it and see if the pillow actually fits. If it doesn't, I think I'll just be done. Guys, I'm worried this isn't going to fit. I just feel like it's too small. This is definitely not 20 inches. But I finished slip stitching it for reference. I didn't turn it right side out yet. The yarn's still attached, but all of these sides are attached, and here's the full pillowcase. Okay, let me get my pillow. You know what? I think it's actually gonna fit. If anything, I think it's too long. Like there's several inches here of just too much material. Before I take all of this extra stuff off though, I'm gonna go get a different pillow because my pillow is a little bit of an odd shape. So I think I have some pillows here in the house that's more of like the fluffy normal pillow. And I'm gonna see if those fit in here as well. Okay, let me try this pillow. This is more of your like classic fluffy everyday pillow. So we're gonna see if this one fits. Okay, that fits really nice. And this time it isn't too long. I could probably take like 2 rows off if I want to be a little more snug, so then I can have the bow ties fit a little bit better. But because I want this to fit like any standard pillow, I think it's better to have it a little bit too long just to be safe. And this follows the exact measurements of being 26 inches long. Okay, let's do a little... Oh, that's nice. I could just take a nap right now. Okay. The pillow fits. So now we're gonna make it really Pinteresty. This is the part I'm so excited about. I feel like I haven't worked on a project that's taking me this long in a long time. There's yarn all over my room, like more so than usual. I had to change into a tank top because I was sweating from lugging this heavy cotton around so much, but we're almost done. So I already added the first 2 ties, and I'm worried these are gonna be a little too short, but we're just going with it. So my plan is to add 2 blue ties, and then my favorite thing to do is to always go back in and add a little border afterwards. So I'm adding these ties, and I'm just doing a chain and then 1 row of single crochet, so they're pretty thin. And I'm gonna go in with white and just kind of like slip stitch a little white border along the entire thing. I think it's gonna look really pretty if it turns out the way I'm imagining. So I need to add the last 2 little ties, and then we can do the border. We are in the final stretch. I'm so excited, and I really hope this turns out because so far it's looking really good. Now I'm just adding a little white border of single crochet all the way around the entire opening and along the straps. This just helps to tie together the white and the blue a little bit more. It looks so pretty with the little white border along the ties. So now I'm gonna go finish up the tutorial. I'm gonna weave in these few loose ends here, and then we're gonna do the final try on. We finally did it. I can't even tell you how many days I've spent just kind of working on this. I can't tell you how long this whole panel took me to do, and I also can't tell you how late it is right now. Well, I could. I'm just not going to. Okay, so we're gonna turn it right side out, and we're gonna see how it all fits. I really hope these ties are long enough. I haven't even tested them yet to see if... I just found some loose ends that I missed on both sides. You know what? For now, I'm gonna do one of these. I'm just gonna pull them through to the other side, and I'll weave them in tomorrow or a month from now or a year from now. I'll weave them in at some point. There you go. Can't even tell. All right, let's get the pillow. I'm gonna use the really fluffy pillow again just because I feel like this one looks the best in this pillowcase. If I can get it on. This pillowcase is awesome, but it's also so heavy from the cotton. So it's a little bit of a fight to try to get this pillow in it. But it's so worth it. Come on. And now I'm gonna see how well these tie. I'm worried that they're a little too short, but I kind of want them to be like just cute little bows. Wait, that's actually so cute. Okay, let me tie the other one. That's so cute. Oh my goodness. We did that. We made this whole pillowcase. I'm gonna actually make my bed now for the first time in like weeks. I'm about to go to bed, so it's kind of counterproductive, but I just have to do it. I need to know what this pillowcase looks like. The concept of like white bedding, or really anything white that gets a lot of use, really scared me when I was growing up, because I was like, oh, it's gonna stain. And it probably would have stained when I was younger because I did craft projects and stuff in my bed all the time. But when I turned, I think it was like 19, I decided it was time to get myself like a nice bed set for my birthday, or I had my mom get it. And I decided I was like mature and responsible enough for a good white bed set. And I'm so glad I went that route because I think it looks so pretty. And honestly, I've done a really good job keeping it clean. I have some floral and texture blankets, like in the wintertime I get really cold, I throw this on as well. But as much as I really like texture and color, there's just something about like a crisp, clean white bed set that just makes you want to just like go to sleep. But we're gonna add a little pop of color with our new pillowcase. Make sure the bows are looking cute. I probably could get away with adding a third bow because I think that would be cute if there was 3. I think that looks so good. It looks like a Pinterest photo. It actually does. On top of it, I'm gonna put my favorite little prairie dog, my little stuffed animal. I think it was worth it. I think it was. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here. It's been a long one. I've been working on this for almost a week now. Let me know what you think of the finished pillowcase. I think it's really pretty. I feel like it's one of my better projects I've made. It wasn't that difficult to do, it just took a long time. It's so comfortable, and I just love it when things turn out the way I imagined it, or better than I imagined. So thanks for hanging out with me and sticking out with me as we went through this whole process. I know it was a longer process. I'm gonna try to edit it down to a pretty concise storyline. I'll see you again soon with another video. Christmas is right around the corner, and when December hits, you're gonna be seeing me a lot because we're doing some fun Christmas content. So make sure you subscribe if you want a bunch of free tutorials. Like if you want to see the exact free tutorial for this pillowcase with the exact dimensions and everything I did to make it, I have the tutorial for that coming out in just a couple days, I think in like a week or 2. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye.